Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to be back with you again. And we got the Red Sox with the Senators here. Senators at 7-18, Red Sox at 13-9. It's going to be Sid Hudson here on the mound for Washington up against Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio takes a ball and then promptly hits the next pitch back up the middle for a single, and that puts him on first base. And here comes Vern Stevens now with nobody out, runner on first, hitting .319, and Stevens takes a ball low, 1-0 the count. And there's one fouled back off by Vern. 1-1 now the count on him. There's ball two, and there's 2-1 now on Vern. And there's one in the dirt, and Evans able to prevent that from being a wild pitch. And the next one is high for ball four, and that will put Stevens on at first, and that'll bring up Ted Williams. Williams, who has been absolutely dominating the American League pitching so far. And there's a strike in there to Williams. 0-1 the count on him. There's a little ground ball over to short to Dente, throws over to Kozar at second for one, on to Robinson at first for the double play, 2 away, and here's Birdie Tebbets with a runner on third. There's a ball low in there to Tebbets, 1-0 the count, and he hits one over to right field, and that's going to be a base hit, and that will score the run. And the Red Sox take quickly a 1-0 lead. That'll bring up Tommy O'Brien here. O'Brien takes a ball in tight, 1-0 the count. There's one high, it's 2-0 on him. There's a pitch just inside for ball 3-0 the count. That's outside for ball four. That'll bring up Johnny Pesky. Pesky up there takes a ball wide and hits one up the middle. Dente has it and throws over to Robinson at first base for the out, and we go to the bottom of the first. Mickey Harris here pitching for the Red Sox with a 1-0 lead, and he throws a strike in there to Bud Stewart, and he waited on that breaking ball, hit the one to left field for a base hit, and that puts a runner here on first base for the Senators. And up next, Eddie Robinson smashes one over to Bobby Doerr at second base, and he grabs that one on the fly for the out, 1 away. Here comes Clyde Fulmer. Only 1-0 Boston, so the Red Sox haven't quite gone out to a huge lead quite yet. And the first pitch in there to Fulmer's in the dirt, and that gets past Tebbets, and that allows Stewart to move up to second base. One out here, runner on second base, and there's a little fly ball over to Williams in left field, and he makes the play for the out, 2 away, and here comes Al Evans. And there's a ball high to Evans, 1-0 the count. And a strike, and there's 1-1. There's a ball, 2-1 the count now. There's one foul back. It's 2-2. 2-2 the count remains with another foul ball, and there's a ground ball over there to Pesky at third base. Makes a poor throw to first base, but that's picked out by Hitchcock for the out. We go to the top of the second inning now, and here comes Billy Hitchcock. And he fouls one back and out of play, 0-1 the count, and there's a ball up high. 1-1 now the count on Hitchcock, and there's a swing and a miss at one low. It's 1-2. The breaking ball low, 2-2 the count now, and there's a ground ball over to Kozar at second, makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Here's Bobby Doerr, and he hits one promptly to left field, and that's over the wall for a home run. So now it's 2-0 for the Red Sox as Bobby Doerr tags one there from Sid Hudson, and that'll bring up pitcher Mickey Harris, who takes the ball, and then a strike. 1-1 now the count on Harris. He pops one up and foul out of play, 1-2, and the count remains 1-2. There's a little fly ball over to center field. Fulmer has it for the out, 2 away, and here's Dom DiMaggio. And he hits one on the left side that goes over the glove of Yost, and that's in the left field for a base hit. So 2 for 2 today is Dom, who's got to be hitting somewhere close to 400. Here's Vern Stevens now, who has a 1-1 count on him. And there's a half swing in there for a strike, 1-2, and there's a fastball that drops in there in the zone for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and here is Buddy Lewis. There's a fastball low to Lewis, 1-0 the count. There's a little ground ball over there to Vern Stevens. At short, makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Sam Dente now takes the ball outside, 1-0 the count on him. And there's one that's high, no swing on that one, 2-0 the count now. There's a changeup in there for a strike, it's 2-1. There's a fly ball over to O'Brien in right field. He makes the catch for the out, 2 away. Here's Eddie Yost, who takes the ball high, and there's a strike at the knees. 1-1 the count on him now, and that's fouled away. It's 1-2 now, and there's a line shot to third base past Pesky, and in there for a single. So that'll bring up Al Kozar now, 2-0 Red Sox. Kozar up there with 2 outs, runner on first base, takes a strike, and then hits a ground ball over to short, and Stevens has it, flips over to Doerr for the out. We go to the top of the third. Here is Ted Williams up there first. Hit into a double play last time. He takes a ball and then fouls one back. 1-1 now the count on Williams. There's a sinker down in for a ball. It's 2-1. There's a ground ball over to Dente at short. Makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. And here is Birdie Tebbets, who takes the ball. Another ball, 2-0 the count now. And there's a little fly ball over to center field. Fulmer has it for the out for the second out, and that'll bring up Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien takes a ball and then hits a little foul ball off and out of play at the left side. 1-1 the count now. And there is a little fly ball over to Evans, the catcher. It's a foul ball, and he goes over and makes the catch for the out. We go to the bottom of the third inning, and that'll bring up Sid Hudson. There's a strike in there to Hudson, and a ball. 1-1 the count now, and there's a ball inside. It's 2-1. And there's a little fly ball over to left field, and it's Williams and Stevens looking for it. And that was a pretty poor play out there by Stevens, who will be called for the error as Williams was coming on strong. Fortunately, they avoid the collision, but that was not exactly an example of a great play at all. And we're going to have to put this one into our sort of poor plays. We have this large collection here of poor plays that are just waiting to be posted here on the blog. That puts a runner on first base here for Bud Stewart as we go to the top of the Washington order. And Stewart takes a ball, or takes a strike rather, another strike 0-2 the count. And there is a ground ball that goes right past Stevens at short into left field for a base hit. We're going to play it safe with Hudson. And there are runners now on first and second base with nobody out here for Eddie Robinson, as the Senators might have something going on. So here comes Robinson, who takes the ball low, 1-0 the count. And there's one hit back up the middle. And the question is, do we test DiMaggio's arm or not? I think we don't. We're going to play it safe here. And so Robinson gets the base hit. Everybody moves up a station, and that'll bring up Clyde Fulmer. Fulmer, Evans, and Lewis, assuming nobody hits in a double play. Here's Fulmer, who takes the ball high, 1-0 the count. And there's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. There's a strike to him, 1-2, as that one caught the outside corner. That's up high, 2-2 now the count. There's a little ground ball over to shortstop. Stevens has it, flips over to Dorr for one, and on to Hitchcock for the double play. They barely get Fulmer out, but the run scores. It's 2-1 now. That also moves Stewart over to third base. Here is Al Evans, who takes the ball high, 1-0 the count. And there's one low. It's 2-0 now on Evans. And there's one inside for a ball, 3-0 the count now on him. And that's off the plate for ball 4, and that'll put up Buddy Lewis now, runners on first and third with 2 outs on the in the bottom of the third inning. Ball 1 in there to Lewis, and that one's low, 2-0 the count now on him. And he chases a breaking ball out of the strike zone for a strike. 2-1 now the count on Buddy Lewis. And there's a swing and a Mr. Strike 2, 2-2 the count. And that's on the inside corner for strike 3, and that'll do it. We go to the top of the fourth inning, and here is Johnny Pesky. And there's a ball in there to Pesky, 1-0 the count. And there's another one that's far outside. It's 2-0. 2-1 now, so that's a breaking ball inside. And that one misses low, 3-1 the count now on Pesky. And there's a ground ball to the right side, and it's Robinson who has that. And he flips over to Hudson, the pitcher covering for the out, one away. Here's Billy Hitchcock. And he'll take a ball, 1-0 the count, and there's a strike to him, 1-1 now the count. That's foul back, it's 1-2, and there's a breaking ball away, and Hitchcock chases that one and strikes out, 2 away, and here's Bobby Doerr. Bobby Doerr takes the ball, 1-0 the count, and fouls one off, 1-1 now. There's one that's high, 2-1 now the count on him. And that one's hit hard and high and long, but not quite fair enough. And there's one hit over to the gap in right field. And Lewis almost was able to catch that, but they ruled that he trapped it. And that's a base hit for Bobby Doerr, who also is now 2 for 2 today. And that'll bring up Mickey Harris. Harris fouls one off, 0-1 the count. There's one hit over to right field, and Lewis has it for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up Sam Denty. There's a ball in there to start him off, 1-0 the count. And he hits one deep over to right field. That one's not quite deep enough for a home run that hits off of that right field wall here at Griffith Stadium. That'll be a double for Denty. And here comes Eddie Yost with a chance to tie this ball game. There's a pitch outside to him, 1-0 the count. Yost not hitting very well at all this season so far, hitting 167. He fouls one off, 1-1 now the count on him. There's another one foul back. It's 1-2, and there's a change up high for a ball 2-2, and there's one in the dirt. Full count now on Eddie. And there's a fastball that's lined to left, but just foul. Full count remains. And, boy, he swings at that one. They ruled that he swung and missed, and that's a strikeout for the first out. Here comes Al Kozar now. There's a ball off the plate. 1-0 the count now on Kozar, and there's ball high and away. 2-0 is the count on him now. And there's one in the inside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. There's ball 3. 3-1 now the count. And that one hits the inside corner for a strike. Full count now on Kozar, and that's under the hands for ball 4. That puts runners here on first and second, and here comes Sid Hudson. Hudson, of course, reached base last time with that unusual play, and he gets a little ground ball over to Pesky, and Pesky makes a good play and throws over to first for the out, but that moves both runners up. Bud Stewart up now, 2 outs, runners on second and third, takes a strike, and there's a breaking ball down and in, 1-1 the count, and there's a swing and a miss as that one's in on the hands, is 1-2. There's a ball just low, 2-2 now the count on Stewart. And there's a little foul ball, and it's going to be the second baseman, Doerr, crossing into foul territory, getting that for the out. We go to the top of the fifth, still 2-1 Red Sox. There comes Dom DiMaggio again. I was right, hitting .417. And it's a 1-1 count on him as he takes the ball. And there's a little fly ball over to right field. Lewis has it for the out, one away, and here comes Vern Stevens. So they can get DiMaggio out. Stevens up there takes the ball high. And there's a strike to him. 1-1 the count now in Vern. And there's a ball in there. 2-1 there to him. And there's a little ground ball over to Hudson, who does it himself and runs down Stevens trying to go to first. 2 away. And here's Ted Williams. The trick with the Red Sox is getting these 3 guys out. And Williams hits a little foul ball. And it's going to be Kozar goes over into foul territory and grabs it for the out. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Here comes Eddie Robinson, who takes a strike. And there's another fastball to knees. 0-2 the count now on Robinson. And there's a ball up and high. 1-2, and that's hidden to left field for base hit, falls in front of Ted Williams, and that'll bring up Clyde Fulmer. Eddie Robinson on at first base, still 2-1 ball game, and there's a swing and a miss by Fulmer, and he takes a ball inside. 1-1 now the count on him. It's high and inside, and it's 2-1 now. Fast-moving ball game, and there's a swing and a miss on this one. It's 2-2 now on Clyde. Hits one over the right side door. He's got the line drive for the out, 1 away, and that'll bring up Al Evans. Evans, still with a runner on first, takes the ball inside. And fouls one up, back of the plate, just out of play. 1-1 now the count on Evans, and there's one below the kneecap. It's 2-1 now. There's a curveball that misses. 3-1 the count now on Evans. And there's one hit over to Hitchcock, and he goes over to Stevens for one, back to first for the double play. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and here's Bertie Tebbets. And he lines one just over Dente's head, over at short for a base hit into left field. That'll bring up Tommy O'Brien. There's a strike of the knees to O'Brien, 0-1 the count, and there's another strike to him. It's 0-2. And he pops one up, and it's going to be Evans just can't make the catch as that one hits the fence before he can grab it. There's a ball in there to O'Brien now, 1-2 the count, and he pops that one up over to Fulmer in center field for the first out. That'll bring up Johnny Pesky. 1 out now, and Pesky fouls one back, 0-1 the count on him, and there's a sinker ball low. It's 1-1. And there's a ground ball right over the back of third base. That'll be a double for Pesky. They stop Tebbets at third. And so with 1 away here, top of the 6th, that brings up Billy Hitchcock. We're going to have the infield in because I would bunt if I had Hitchcock coming up. He takes a ball, 1-0 the count. There's another ball to him, 2-0 now the count. And there's one inside for ball 3. It's 3-0 count on him. And there's a strike, finally 3-1 the count. And here's a little ground ball over to second base. Kozar has it. We're going to go home with this one. And Tebbets is able to score. He's safe at the plate. That puts Hitchcock on at first. And we're going to try to have the corners in here. Let's see what happens. There's a little fly ball over to Fulmer in right center field, and that will score the second run. 2 away now, 4-1 Red Sox. And here comes Mickey Harris, the pitcher, who takes a ball. And another ball, 2-0 the count now. There's a base hit over to left field through the hole, and that puts runners on at first and second now for Dom DiMaggio. So even Harris, the pitcher, is getting hits now off of Sid Hudson. And 1-1 now the count on Dom DiMaggio. This is not the person you want up with runners on base. Swing and a miss by DiMaggio. 1-2 is the count on him now. And there's a little fly ball over to Fulmer in center field, and he's got that for the out. A little bit of confusion in the outfield, but the Senators able to get out of this one. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Buddy Lewis now, 4-1 Red Sox. Lewis takes the strike, then a ball, 1-1 the count. Chases one high. It's 1-2 now on Lewis. And that's hit foul down the right field line, still 1-2. And there's ball 2 to him, 2-2 the count now on Lewis. And there's a shot that goes right past Pesky at third, and he can't react in time. And that'll bring up Sam Dente. Runner on at first base now, nobody out, bottom of the 6th. And boy, there's another wild pitch thrown there by Mickey Harris past Tebbets, and that'll allow Lewis to go up to second base. Last time that happened, Washington scored their only run. There's a little ground ball over to Stevens. Stevens looked Lewis back and just barely has enough time to make that play over at first base. Lewis, however, has to stay at second. 1 away, and here's Eddie Yost. Yost takes the ball, 1-0 the count. There's a foul ball just out of play. 1-1 now the count on Eddie. And fastball in there in the inner half. It's 1-2, and that one misses outside. 2-2 the count now on Eddie. And there's a ground ball over to second base. Doer has it, throws to first for the out, but Lewis moves up to third. So 2 outs now. Here is Al Kozar, and he hits one into the hole in left field. Well placed, and that scores another run. 4-2 now the score. And here comes Sid Hudson. This is where you have a question. Do you leave him in? Do you take him out? And I think we leave him in this situation. So Hudson comes on in there, and he takes the ball inside. 1-0 the count. 0 for 2 today, but he did manage to get on that strange error. 1-2 the count now on him. 2-2 now as that fastball misses low. There's a little pop-up out of place. Remains 2-2, and there's an outside pitch he swings on and misses, and that's strike 3. We go to the top of the 7th, and here is Vern Stevens. And there's a strike in there to Stevens. 0-1 the count. There's a sinker low. It's 1-1. And there's one hit deep to right field, but not quite deep enough. Lewis able to go back and grab that one for the out. 1 away, and here's Ted Williams. Williams 0 for 3 today, takes a strike. Little ground ball over to Kozar at second base, makes the play, throws to first for the out. 2 away, and here's Tebbets, who hits the ground ball over to Dente. As Short makes the play, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 7th, and here is Bud Stewart. There's a ball in there to Stewart, 1-0 the count. There's another fastball low. It's 2-0. There's a hit right and wide of first base, and that will be a base hit for Stewart, and that brings up Eddie Robinson with a runner on first base. Let's see if we can make something happen. And there goes Stewart, and there's a little ground ball over to second, and they're saying this should be a double play. This is a little bit odd here by the play-by-play. I've got to say that, because you've got the runner moving, right? I mean, why would we assume that this is going to be a double play if it's a double play ball? I mean, when was the last time that you saw a ground ball double play with the runner moving? I don't understand exactly what's going on here. Anyway, it's one to file, I believe, under somewhat bad play-by-play because the situation doesn't match the play-by-play itself. I haven't seen a whole lot of these, by the way, but this is a problem that you'll see with these games. At any rate, that ball puts runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the seventh, and here comes Clyde Fulmer, the number 3 hitter. 0 for 3 today, though, but hitting fairly well with some power. 2-0 now the count on Clyde. And there's a strike in there, 2-1 now the count. There's another strike, 2-2. And there's a foul ball, remains 2-2. There's a little ground ball over to Stevens at short, flips over to Dorr for 1. Fulmer just barely able to beat out that double play. And so with runners on at first and third, here comes Al Evans, still down by 2. And there's a almost wild pitch. It's almost a third wild pitch by Harris in this game. There's one that misses outside. It's 2-0 the count. 2-1 now. There's a strike. And that one's hit up, back, and out of play. Tebbets just can't get to it. 2-2 now the count on Evans. And that one misses. Is a full count on him, and he hits a little fly ball over DiMaggio in center field, and he has it for the out. We are going to try to score Stewart, and we're not going to try for second, and he is thrown out of the play. That's a really good throw by Dom DiMaggio. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning with that. Tommy O'Brien up there now for the Red Sox, and he takes the ball high. 1-0 the count now on O'Brien, and there's a line drive hit over to Lewis in right field. He has it for the out, one away, and here comes Johnny Pesky. Pesky up there now takes the ball wide, 1-0 the count, and there's one that's fouled away. 1-1 now the count on Johnny. That's hit over to left field, and Fulmer has to go over to grab that one. It must be left center field. He gets it eventually, but not before Pesky's into second base with a double, and that'll bring up Billy Hitchcock. Hitchcock up there takes a strike of the knees, 0-1 the count, and he hits a little fly ball over to Lewis in right field, and he's under it, has it for the out. Pesky, however, who has a lot of speed, is able to make third. 2 outs now, and here's Bobby Doerr, top of the 8th inning, 4-2 Red Sox, and Bobby takes a strike. Fouls one back, 0-2 now the count on Bobby Doerr. There's a ball to him, 1-1 now, 1-2 the count now, sorry. 2-2 now, as that was inside, and there's a little ground ball over to Dente. He has it at shortstop, throws over to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Here is Buddy Lewis. There's a ball to Lewis just outside, and he hits one deep but foul. 1-1 now the count, 1-2 as he swings and misses at that one. It's inside, 2-2. And that's low for ball 3, and there's another one just outside for ball 4, so that's walk number 3 given up by Harris in this game. Here comes Sam Dente again, and there's a ball up and away, 1-0 the count. That's fouled away, 1-1 now. There's a little pop-up over the left side, and it's Johnny Pesky who has it for the out, 1 away. Here comes Eddie Yost. Yost pops one up and out of play, 0-1 the count now. 1-1 as that one is low. And there's a little blooper down the left field line. That's a base hit, and that'll put Lewis all the way over to third base. So the Senators might have something going on here, and let's see what they can do. Al Kozar up there now. Lewis not quite fast enough if you're thinking about potentially trying to squeeze them in. Yost has some speed, so let's do a little hit and run. There's a little ground ball over to Stevens at short, and Lewis is going to go home with this, or going to score with this ground ball. And interestingly enough, Stevens decides to go to first for the out instead of trying to cut off the run of the plate. Sort of makes sense with it, a 4-2 ball game, but now it's a 4-3 ball game with 1 or 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up the pitcher's spot. So we're going to have a pinch hitter. Kozar does his job, is able to get that run across, which is the important part. At this stage of the game, really every single run, every single possible thing you can do does count, and counts for quite a bit. Sherry Robertson is going to be the pinch hitter here for the Senators, and he's hitting 143. I've been using him quite a bit. There's a ball to him. Another ball off of the plate, 2-0 the count. And there's another breaking ball off the plate. It's a 3-0 count on him, and he'll take this one. There's a strike, automatic strike, 3-1. There's a swing and a miss, 3-2, another count on Sherry. And he hits one over to right field, and that's going to be an out, and that will bring us up to the top of the 9th inning. So Washington not quite able to put that next run across, and we're going to put Milo Condini in. Milo Candini is going to be the relief pitcher here. He's already pitched a lot more in the replay than he has in real life. There's a ball in there to Mickey Harris, 1-0 the count now, and there's a swing and a miss, 1-1 now. And there's a little ground ball over to Denti. It's short, makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Dom DiMaggio up there now, and he fouls one back, 0-1 the count. That's off the plate, it's 1-1. There's strike 2 called on DiMaggio, 1-2 now the count on Dom. That's just high, 2-2 now the count. 3-2 now the count on DiMaggio, and that one's just wide for a walk, and that'll bring up Vern Stevens. That's not what you want to do. Stevens takes the ball on tight, 1-0 the count. And there's a strike to him, 1-1 now. Stevens 0 for 3 today, and it's 2-1 now on him. And there's a little ground ball over to Yost, and he goes over to Kozar at second for 1, but they can't complete the double play. That puts Stevens on at first, and here comes Ted Williams, who's 0 for 4 today. And there's a ball up to Williams, 1-0 the count, and there's another ball to him, it's 2-0. And Candini misses, 3-0 now the count, and that one is low for ball 4. Second walk given up this this season, second of the game by Candini. Bertie Tevez takes a strike and then hits a little fly ball over to center field. Fulmer has it for the out, and that's the end of that damage. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Here is Bud Stewart. Stewart hits a little fly ball over to DiMaggio on center field. First pitch swinging, 1 out. And here's Eddie Robinson, who takes a changeup at the belt for a strike, 0-1 the count, and that's a ball to him, 1-1. And there's a liner past shortstop for a base hit, and so Robinson able to get aboard. And now we might have something going on. Now it might start to really get interesting. So we'll see what happens here. Runner on at first base for the Senators, down by only a run, bottom of the 9th inning, and that will bring up Clyde Fulmer. So Eddie Robinson able to get on base once again. Robinson having a pretty good game. He is He is 3 for 5 today, and that's probably how this will end unless this goes into extra innings. Fulmer fouls one back, 0-1 the count. Count remains 0-1. There's a change low, 1-1 now. And there's a breaking ball just wide. It's 2-1 now on Clyde. There's a little ground ball over to Tador, and he grabs it, flips over to Stevens for 1, and goes on to first there for the double play. And that does it. So I don't know how many double plays it is that the Red Sox were able to turn in this game. But it felt like every single time we had the Senators, had runners on at first base, we had that double play worry. I know I've talked about it before, and I'll just mention it again. I still am of the opinion that double plays are a little bit too high in this season. You have 3 double plays turned by the Red Sox in this game as they barely squeak by to 4-3 victory. Now we have to see what the Yankees do. Yankees play in Philadelphia. That's going to be an interesting one, and you will see that one not in 2 days, but rather in 4. And hope you've enjoyed this, and I will talk with you later. Goodbye.